guys are having a great day in the life. Today I'm out with my buddy Bob Milburn doing a little relic hunting in the button field. This field is just full of buttons all over the place. We're right here on the water. Just a gorgeous day in New England. Well, sort of New England, I guess. But we're gonna have a great day out here. I can already tell there's just buttons everywhere. I'm sure we'll turn up something good. Let's get after it. You guys can see there's just porcelain buttons laying everywhere in here, and there are so many metal signals in here that you really can't hardly move without hearing another one. Now, a lot of these buttons are busted up, but there are some good ones in here too. Just takes some going through it all. Let's see. I mean, as you can see, I can run my pinpointer over the ground. There's just metal everywhere. So hard to go through it. But there's goodies to be had if you're willing to do it, so we're going for it today. Neat little suspender or stocking buckle or something. Kind of neat. I like it. It sounded good. I've noticed in here I turned my power way down and I'm getting way more good clean signals, so I think that's the trick in here, is turning the power down and taking your time, because there's just 10 billion signals in here. There's a nice little two-piece button. I'm not sure what it's got on it. It does look like there's some sort of little design on there, but I'm just gonna wait till I get home to clean up anything. Excellent. There's a lot of signals in here. Another nice little suspender buckle. Decorative. Fancy. Another suspender buckle. That one sounded great. Pretty neat. A lot of relics in here. You just can't even... There's something else in this hole. You can't even get out of one hole half the time because there's so much stuff in here. Here's a nice little button that just came out of the ground. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a big anchor in the middle. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm gonna go check with Bob. I think that's a two-piece. It's pretty cool. Definitely one of the cooler buttons I found today. So, great find. I'm gonna keep after it. There's liable to be just a pile of them in here, so let's see what else we can find. That's the back of it. There's an anchor on the front.
Yeah.
I don't know what period it might be.
That's an anchor. Looks like on that War of 1812 curved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a foreign navy, but they use that same, just like the Spanish Marines.
Looks like a two-piece.
Might be a 10 back. Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's a military button. That's a nice find.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Look at that. Right on top of the ground. Part of a suspender buckle. So here's a little pro tip for you guys. If you ever find yourself digging in a situation like this and you have a machine that has a VDI like the Garrett AT Pro here that shows you the numbers on the screen, if there's a place that you're hunting that has so many signals like this that they're overlapping, you cannot rely on your VDI. And the reason is that these signals overlap and they interfere with each other. So what I recommend when you're hunting in a situation like this is hunt by the tone. Listen for solid, repeatable tones and dig those signals. You'll find a lot more finds. So, just my pro tip from the field today for you guys. There's another nice drilled shank one-piece button. And it looks like it has something on the front. Somewhere it looked like I saw something, but I'm not going to rub it. Looks like there's some sort of script little letter right there on the top, though. Could be something good. We'll check it out when we get home, but another great find. This place is just amazing.
What'd you find?
No, it was a one-piece drilled shank, and it looks like there's something on the front.
That's a cool one.
I'm just listening for really solid signals. Zoov button. The back's gone off of it, but it is what it is. It sure sounded good. Suspender type buckle. Really, my pouch is getting full of this kind of stuff. I've not been filming all of it because it's just, I mean, every 2 seconds I'm kneeling down for another signal. It's just a lot to be filming when I'm just trying to be hunting, but there's just an unbelievable amount of signals in the ground here. Bob, why are there button fields like this?
Well, let me tell you. About a couple hundred years ago, they invented a process for making reprocessed wool called shoddy. The word shoddy comes from when the reprocessed wool gets wet, you can poke a hole through it, and then it was shoddy merchandise. That comes from the wool. They basically take old uniforms and cut them up and shred them and then reweave it with some new wool to make what looks like good wool. So all these mills needed rags, and most of the woolen rags were coming from old uniforms. So they bought up uniforms, Civil War uniforms, Crimean War uniforms. Wool clothing from all over the world was packed in bales and shipped on steamships and sailing ships here to the United States. There in Massachusetts alone, there were about 150 shoddy mills. And what they would do is they'd cut up the garments and the plackets with buttons on them, and the hems were too thick for the shredding machines. They'd cut them off and throw them in a big bin. So at the end of a couple of months, the farmers would come up, they'd buy the scraps and stuff, they'd spread them on their fields, and there's nitrogen in the wool, and it was fertilizer. They'd compost it and spread it. Well, along with all the fertilizer, there were millions of buttons over hundreds of years plowed into the fields on a button field. This is one such field, and after it's plowed on and it rains, you can see hundreds of the ceramic buttons just glistening in the sun. And a lot of times kids will come up and pick them up and make bracelets with them and stuff. But since all those uniforms were in there, a lot of them were military uniforms. So you'll find everything from Civil War buttons, French chasseur buttons, Belgian military buttons, and it's all mixed in together.
Pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing. It's like fishing in the ocean. You could hook anything.
A nice little flat button. Drilled shank, I believe. Well, no, that's not a drilled shank. But still a good looking little flat button. Excellent. Oh, another nice repeatable signal. Let's take a little bit off. There it is. Another button. Unbelievable in here. You can see there's a button in the hole. Little porcelain button. You can barely move without having to stop and dig up another button. There's a perfect little ball button right there. That is awesome. So many cool buttons and stuff in here. You got to pick through a lot of underwear buttons and such, but man, it's totally worth it. You just never know what you're going to run into out here. Such a diverse amount of relics that come out of here. This side of the field doesn't seem to have as many overlapping signals, so I'm just kind of enjoying letting my ears rest a minute. Didn't make it. Golly. There's a nice little two-piece button. Pretty design on the front. I think the shank is gone off the back, but still a good looking button. I'll take it. So much stuff in here. Unbelievable. I hope they finish getting that corn out of the front field today. Maybe we can slide in there for a few minutes and see what might be up there. But it doesn't really matter. There's so much stuff in here. It's just like, it doesn't matter where you swing your coil, you're gonna find stuff. Just want to let you guys hear what this sounds like. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's so much stuff. It's unbelievable. What on earth do you suppose happened there? Sure is a pretty bird. It's a shame it's dead for some reason. Yeah. Well, Bob has abandoned the royal hunt. So I've got about another 4 hours to work this field, and then we're going to dinner. So I'm gonna beat this field to death for the next 4 hours and hopefully get a couple goodies out of here. We'll see what we can turn up. That's kind of cool. I think it's an ox knob that went on the horn of an ox, maybe? I don't know. That's kind of what it looks like. Pretty neat. Big old brass piece. Sounded great. Sort of fancy design one-piece button. Pretty neat. Well, here's a good looking one-piece button. Not precisely sure what's on the front, but it looks like there's some sort of design on there. Give it one quick rub down the pants. Oh yeah, there is an anchor and something else above it. Oh yeah, anchor and crown. That is killer. Some sort of foreign military navy button. Bob will be able to tell me what it is, but that is an awesome find. Doesn't get any better than this kind of hunting, man. My bag is dang full of stuff. Just amazing. Got a few more hours. Let's get the most of it. There's another one-piece button that's got some kind of design on the front of it. The shank's gone though. Not sure what it is. We'll clean it up later. Pretty cool, all the stuff coming out of here. Well, that's nice. That's a navy button. That's pretty sweet. Little two-piece navy. Still got the shank. It's bent over. But that's an amazingly good find. I don't know if that's Civil War era or not. Bob will be able to tell me. Another excellent find out of here. Couple more hours left. Getting it while I can. Tomorrow we're going to go to the button mine and mine for buttons. So this won't be the end of it, but this probably will be the end of the metal detecting portion of the trip, because you don't really need a metal detector over there. You just sift for the buttons and pick the ones you like. Bob's supposed to come back and get me here in about an hour and a half, I guess. I'm definitely getting worn out. I've dug a lot of holes today. I don't know how many, but if I had to guess, I would venture over 100 holes. Dug a lot of buttons. A lot of them are underwear buttons and suspender buttons. But there's a couple good ones in there. A couple one pieces and a couple two pieces that are nice. So all in all, you know, a day like this, I've dug more good buttons than you might dig in a month down south. And yeah, there's a lot of junk buttons to sort through, but it is amazing digging. I mean, there's the opportunity for virtually anything to be in here. Really an enjoyable dig. Huh, that looks like a lead bale seal. Yep, sure is. It's got some writing on it. That's pretty neat. Good find. Well, this is pretty cool. It's some sort of pendant or medallion. It looks like it has some writing on there. I can't really see it too well. There's definitely some sort of writing in the middle. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Does anybody know? If you have any guesses what that is, leave it in the comments down below. I'd love to know. Getting over close to this edge of the woods. Bob said he'd found a War of 1812 button, I think, over here. So I'm going to get in over near there and see if anything shows up before I run out of time today. There's bound to be a couple more goodies hiding in here for me, if I had to guess. Maybe this one's right here. A goodie. Let's see. Sounds pretty good. Sounds even better now. Probably jump, knowing my luck, but I like to press my luck from time to time. Whatever it is, it's out of the ground. See anything? Anybody? Nothing? Oh, it's in here. What do you think it is? A button? Guess it's right in here. That is some sort of coin, I believe. That is pretty cool. Give it one quick swipe, even though Bob would fuss at me. I know he would. He'd, "Well, stop rubbing it." But I gave it one good swipe. Don't know what's on that. It's definitely some sort of coin, I think. Pretty awesome. Well, this end of the field might turn out being good for me. I'm gonna keep working it while I can. Mr. Haney. Oh, my knees are flat broke. I'll tell you that much. My God. I mean, I have knelt down and stood up 300 times today, I bet. I'm just broke. I'm going to be hurting at the button mine tomorrow. I know that. Hopefully I'll just be shoveling and the boys can be sorting. Let's see if we turn anything up, any goodies in there. There's a hot million buttons over there. Oh man. This is probably an underwear button or something like that. If I had to guess, look how big this field is, by the way. I mean, it is massive. It goes on over there. They haven't cut the corn there yet, but I mean, there's just endless hunting to be done here. Whatever it is, it's in this little clump right here. There it is, some kind of something or another. Not sure. Alright, I'm gonna keep at it. Well, that's pretty cool. Some kind of coin. It says one something on the back. It's got a really crazy design on the front. I don't know what that is. I'll have to wait till we get back to the house to clean it. Pretty neat though. Been an unbelievable day. No doubt about that. It says 1 cent on the back, but it's definitely not American. At least not anything I recognize. Looks like there's a lion or something on the front of it. Pretty sweet. It was laying right on top of the ground. I thought it was a button at first. Unreal, this place. Nice little buckle there. 45 minutes left. Getting my money's worth. Well, this is pretty cool. Some other kind of coin. Can't really make it out, but it's got some writing on both sides. Be interesting to clean that up and see what it is when we get back to the hotel tonight. Not sure. There's some sort of bust on there. It might even be a token or something. Looks like it says something in Sons. Huh. Interesting. I've got about 30 minutes left. I wish they'd leave me here all night. I'd definitely stay. But we're gonna probably have a big day of hunting tomorrow. So, and we want to go have dinner with Bob and his wife. Beth, who have been such gracious hosts to me. But man, there's just so many goodies in here. I don't want to leave. Well, thank you guys for coming along on today's adventure into the button field. It truly was an amazing day in the life. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure and give it a thumbs up and go back and check out the first day here in the button field. Also, stay tuned because there's one more day of digging buttons here in Boston to come. Until then, I hope you had a great day in the life, and we'll see you next time.